so I'm here instead. My sister said that she'd been counting on me and she trusted me to keep her kids safe and sound when she was away. But I failed her by abandoning them. She was disappointed in me and wanted me to help her find her kids so that she could take them back with her now. She also wanted my aunt and I to apologize to her for behaving badly with her. The other day, if we wanted her to be a part of our lives, she ended the email by saying that she'd be waiting for a reply and told me to make it quick because she wanted to see her kids as soon as possible. The email reeked of entitlement and I lost my cool after I read it because it was just disgusting. She hadn't even told us where she'd been for the past 6 years, but for whatever reason, she now expected my aunt and me to act like we were family again, in the heat of the moment. I replied to the email saying that she did her kids a favor by leaving them at my place and then disappearing from all of our lives. Because now at least those poor kids have a chance of having a better life that she herself would never have been able to provide for them. I told her that she would have been a terrible mother to her kids, and they're lucky that they escaped her and sent that email. In the evening, my aunt came to my room and told me that my sister's boyfriend had just called her. Her business contact info is listed on her website, and that's the number he called, and told her that she'd received and read the mail that I'd sent and was beside herself with grief. She'd had a total mental breakdown and kept repeating that she wanted her kids back and had to be sedated because that's how grief-stricken she was. I feel really guilty now and feel like I was a little excessive with what I said it to, for telling my sister that her kids were lucky that she'd abandoned them because they have better parents now. Update 1. Hi folks. Firstly, I just want to thank everyone who responded to the original post, sending love to everyone with messed up families and psychotic sisters. I know it's not easy, but we deal with it somehow. It's been 3 days since I posted and the response has been overwhelming. Now I know I'm not at fault here, and whatever I said in that email was 100% true. It's not my fault that she had a breakdown because she brought that onto herself by abandoning her kids with no explanation. She never even bothered to communicate that she wanted me to take care of them during the time that she'd be gone. She lied to me and told me that she'd be back to take them at the end of the day. So I'd signed up to babysit them for a couple of hours, not for the next 6 years of my life. As much as I love my nephews, babies are quite a handful and I couldn't have them around while also working towards my future. I didn't agree to that, so it was just crazy for my sister to even expect that her kids would still be living with me after 6 years. And now, a couple of things about her email that I just have to address and get it all off my chest. I didn't abandon her kids. If anything, I helped them out by leading them to better and more obvious parents who actually care for them enough and take better care of them than my sister did. My sister is the one who abandoned them at my place and went off to God knows where for 6 years. Also, she still hasn't told us where exactly she'd been, and honestly, I don't care enough to ask either. But if she doesn't even is that, then it's kind of entitled of her to expect that we owe her anything at all, let alone help find her kids. As for an apology, she can pretty much forget about it because I don't want her to be a part of my life anymore. She hasn't been a part of my life for years, and I'll be just fine if she continues to not be a part of my life. It's been 3 days and we haven't heard from her or her boyfriend again, and I'm okay with that. People can call me heartless, but I don't care about what happened to her after the breakdown. My aunt and I faced several difficulties after she left and were worried sick for many a day, but she didn't bother to check on us either, so why should I extend the same courtesy to her? My sister can play the victim all she wants, but I know for a fact that in this situation she's far from the victim. She's the one who created this mess, and she now has to deal with the aftermath of it herself. I can't even imagine how entitled and delusional a person has to be to act out and throw a tantrum after abandoning her own kids, and then finding out that they'd been adopted by a better family. At least we want to have them in my office since they deserve to know. I don't know what exactly they're going to do to deal with this, but I trust them and know that they love the kids with all their heart, and even more. They won't let them come in harm's way. And by harm, I mean my sister Adam was concerned when I told him, and pleaded with me not to let her know who her kids had been adopted by. But I reassured him that he had nothing to worry about because she might be their biological mother. But they were the kids' actual parents, and nothing could take that away from them. Not even my sister. That seemed to pacify them a bit, and I actually regretted not letting them know earlier, but I just didn't want them to panic unnecessarily. But it's all right. They know now. And I'm hoping that my sister stays away from all of us after this update too. Okay. So my sister decided to get in touch with me again today. It's the weekend, so my aunt and I were both at home and she showed up at our house about 3 in the afternoon. We didn't even want to open the door to her because this was getting increasingly ridiculous with every week that passed. And we told her to leave through the intercom, but she told us that she wasn't leaving until we informed her where her kids were right now. Obviously, we cannot give out that information without prior permission to anyone at all, especially not to her. So we told her that we didn't know, and that if she didn't leave, then we'd call the police and make her leave forcefully. And then she began to plead with us. She started saying stuff like she only wanted to see them one time, and she didn't even care if she had to see them from a distance, but she just had to get one look at them. There was a lot of pain in her voice, and I could see through the cameras that she was literally on her knees. It broke my heart because no matter what happened, I'm still a human being. And I did feel sorry for her. I felt awful. But I tried to steel myself by reminding myself of what she'd done